and with that she marched back into the ballet studio. Chapter 2. Magic. As soon as Rosa got to the studio, her anger faded. She felt awful. She shouldn't have snapped like that. All Olivia had done was make friends with the others. I'd better say sorry, Rosa thought guiltily. She felt annoyed with herself. Her mum was always telling her she needed to control her temper and think more before she acted, but sometimes she just couldn't help herself. It just welled up inside her and came out, like all the times in her old school when the girls had teased her about her mum. Just then, Olivia came into the studio with the other girls and gave her a hurt look. But before Rosa could run over and apologise, Madame Zaza also came in. The ballet teacher was wearing a calf-length dress and bangles on her wrists. Her hair was tied back in a loose bun. Her face was lined, but her eyes were very bright. She clapped her hands for silence. "Welcome, girls. Let's start at the bar. No talking, please." Rosa knew there would be no chance to say sorry now until the end of class. Madame Zaza got very cross if she thought anyone was chatting and not listening. "Facing the bar, first position, please." Rosa followed Madame Zaza's instructions, wishing she could apologise. After they had worked at the bar, and then in the centre of the room, Madame Zaza told them that they were going to learn a dance from Swan Lake. "Who can tell me the story of Swan Lake?" she asked. Rosa put up her hand. It had been the last ballet her mother had ever danced in and one of her favourites. "It's about a magician who enchants a princess called Odette. In the daytime she's a swan, the Swan Queen, but at night-time she turns back into a girl." "Very good," said Madame Zaza. "That is indeed the basis of the story. One night a prince sees the Swan Queen, falls in love with her, and invites her to the ball. But the evil magician stops Odette from going and instead uses magic to disguise his daughter Odile to look like her. The prince, thinking Odile is Odette, asks her to marry him." Madame Zaza smiled. "You will all be swans dancing with the Swan Queen. Rosa, I would like you to be the main part." Rosa gasped. "Me?" Madame Zaza smiled at her. "I am sure you will dance it very well." Rosa was delighted. She listened intently to Madame Zaza's instructions as all the swans surrounded the Swan Queen. There was one tricky bit where she had to dance to one side and then the other, before turning another pirouette while the others danced in towards her and then out, over and over again. They practised it quite a few times without the music, and then Madame Zaza put the CD on. Rosa really wanted to get it right, but she overbalanced on her pirouette and bumped into Olivia, treading heavily on her foot. Olivia gasped and stumbled into Asha, knocking her over. Madame Zaza snapped the music off. "Honestly, girls, come along. You can do better than that. Up you get, Asha. Let's try again." Rosa looked quickly at Olivia. She tried to mouth "sorry," but Olivia turned away. Rosa groaned inwardly. She was sure Olivia thought she had stood on her foot on purpose. When the class finished, she hurried towards her friend. "Rosa," Madame Zaza called, "may I have a word, please?" "I see you have the red ballet shoes, Rosa," Madame Zaza said. Rosa nodded. "Delphi Durand gave them to me." Madame Zaza smiled. "So, they found the perfect home. Did you know they used to belong to me a long time ago?" "No," Rosa said in her astonishment, forgetting about Olivia. Madame Zaza nodded. "They are very special shoes, Rosa." "Delphi told me that," Rosa said. "I hope you find out quite how special they are," Madame Zaza smiled warmly. "Now, go and get changed." Part of Rosa wanted to ask Madame Zaza what she meant about the shoes being special, but she also wanted to catch Olivia before she left. She hurried out but saw it was too late. Olivia was just going through the front door with her mother. "Olivia!" Rosa called, but Olivia had already walked out.